Okay, stream is up. Stream is up. Look at the stream. You'll and start and talk, and you'll see. Because you're Lil D. Yeah. It's when you talk, bro. When you talk. No, you're gonna play War Thunder? The greatest gacha game ever made is Honkai Star Rail. The strategy is unreal. It's unreal, dude. Yeah, I'm telling you. So, yeah, we're just gonna do fucking. I mean, we're just gonna do dailies. Yeah, daily WuWa, WuWa, and honk, honk shit Starbucks. Yeah. But it's gonna be a short stream. We're only streaming like I don't know, hour and a half because it's already late for you, right? It's already late for you. It's like 1 a.m., right? Right. So like your little avatar there, Ayaka. So look what happened to look. My Wuthering Waves won't load, bro. It's just stuck. This is no. It didn't do this before. I don't want to. Well, I I have a gaming laptop. That's my cope. Well, I don't have a. I mean, it works for mobile games. If I can't run a mobile game on a laptop, what the hell's wrong with right? What's wrong with society, bro? I run. It's kind of crazy. I play fucking Genshin and Zenless Zero on a PS5. So yeah, that's why one time I did that. I was doing the tower stream on PS5 because it just says it's smoother than PC. Well, my PC. I mean, yeah. I mean, my PC's not good. It's not that great, sure, but I mean, what can I do about it? I'm not gonna. No, I already have a perfectly good PC right now. It runs all the games I want. So look, but look, this is Withering Waves optimization. This is Withering. Look, this happened. I was reading a bunch of comments about people can't even log into Wuthering Waves right now because after the patch, the game got fucked. Yeah, so it's not just me; it's people that they're stuck at this screen because they can't because Wuthering Waves optimization. Did you? Yeah, I know. That's all the revenues for PC, not mobile. Did you play? Are you gonna play Wuthering Waves? Hold on, we got. Yo, what's up? Executive 14. People dog on PS5, but it actually runs better than a moderate PC, I'm pretty sure. Well, PS5 has like some kind of fast loading technology, and I gotta hide the screen here though. I don't want you to see my password and shit. But PS5 has an actual faster loading speed than PC SSDs sometimes. That's why it has like some kind of like. That's what I like about PS5 is the loading is actually faster than high-end PCs. No, I bought PS5 like 2 years ago. So yeah, it's about 2 years ago now. I mean, PS5 is like 4 years old now, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. It's like 4 years old now. So, bro, look at the. It's so laggy. What the fuck? What's cooked? What's cooked? All right, hold on a sec. I gotta fix. I gotta fix the. I'm trying to fix the lag here. But wait, let me show you. Let me show you a Camellia screen. You'll like this. You like? Yeah, you'll like it. Look, you like that? Well, you got it. Yeah, that's it's what you call entertainment. Get it? Of the grandma pants. Yeah. Yo, Peace Squeak, what's up? Hey, brother, I'm at work. Just popping in to say what's up, though. I'll check you later, man. Yo, what's up? Oh, whoops. But yeah, um, we're still going to do the podcast later this month, right? And in November or something. But yeah, um, yeah, I'm just doing dailies and stuff, and it's gonna be a short stream because we're kind of late. I'm kind of late streaming. Usually I'd stream earlier, but Divine Sand also Lil D. That's his name. Lil D. Divine Sand. This is my co-host, Divine Sand. My he's from Vietnam, so it's late there. It's late there. Man. Vietnam represents, right? But yeah, it's like already what 1 a.m. there, right? Yeah, yeah. We'll do the we have a podcast we're gonna do later this month, and yeah, I'm gonna quickly do Withering Waves dailies, and then we'll watch a video. We have that Void Enigma. We'll watch a Void Enigma video. Yeah. Later next week. Okay. Okay. Hold on. What? I have to figure out what I gotta farm. I have to farm XP for Melia.
Just about strength.
Yeah, we'll just do Withering Waves dailies. I'll do
Looking to put on some training?
I'll do the Hoyoverse dailies off stream, and then I gotta finish. I have a Neverness to Everness video coming out. And I gotta work on that, bro. I did all the audio. There's like 12, 13 minutes of audio, but then I got to do the video. So yeah. I mean, I'm having problems with audio, man. I don't know. It's kind of annoying. I can maybe stream it into Discord that I can show you how to make a video, and the game's like, ah man, what? Isn't what Charlie's in voice? No, Charlie's been in voice before. Charlie's been Quarterly. Wait, they added the double thing. That's good. That's good. You can spend double the stamina. But no, Quarterly, and I don't know. Okay, so you're calling them Charlie now, but they didn't want to be called Charlie. They want to be called Quarterly. So, bro, bro. Chill out, man. Chill out. Calm down. Okay, Camellia is pretty good for this, actually. Camellia is pretty good for this AoE. It's pretty good for this AoE stuff. I gotta up my... I'll use this. I'll clean double. Okay. That should be good enough. And then I'll finish my daily, finish my, what's it called? Imagine being on VC and not using mic. Well, no, Corley was doing some kind of like sound. They came on voice when you left one time. And see? That's Corley. That's Corley. That's... Bro, why is my game lagging though? Bro, my game's lagging. It's the patch. Okay, they did something in the patch. I swear, because look, my game didn't lag like this and have like stutters before. And then all of a sudden it took like ages to load. And anyways. Alright. Alright, I gotta do daily quests, bro. So when are you gonna play Withering Waves? Or you're downloading it right now?
Wind against my vines.
Nice, bro. We have a new Curlbot. Make sure you have to uninstall all the Hoyo games though. Yeah. Pretty much. You're not allowed to like multiple games. Especially if you're on the same. We have to defend the companies we play the games for. And give them money at the same time. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. He's jacked. Did you see the picture? What do you think? You think if Dawei fought Solon, who would win in a fist fight? Dawei or Solon Lee? I think Solon Lee would kick Dawei's ass. Is he? No, he's not. Oh, that picture I sent is a meme, dude. The gig. Okay, maybe you're right. But maybe. I mean, yeah. Maybe he's like a black belt. What do I have to do, bro? I have to go pick flowers. Yeah, no, I have to go pick flowers. Yeah. Yeah. No, but it's Withering Waves, so there's no such thing as mid pickers. It's this is called real content. No, this is real content. Yeah. But when you do it in Genshin, it's mid picking. But when you do it in Wuthering Waves, it's real content. Okay. You gotta remember that. I'm in doc. This is your road to becoming a true, genuine Wuthering Waves player. Yeah. So, yeah, we won't. It's gonna be a super short stream, guys. I apologize because it's a bit late, and I wasn't expecting to stream. Yeah, I said. Yeah, I know. I'm fucking. I mean, that's what happens when you play Genshin for years. Is you become a liar. Yeah, you yeah, man. You literally start lying to yourself constantly. Bro, where's the flowers? Where's the flowers? I think I'm done. I just needed 5, right? No. Oh, bro. I need 1 more. Okay, here we go. Okay. So yeah, this is the content. We go around, pick flowers, and then what else? We have to, I don't know, just level up somebody's weapon. No, I should do the events, but I don't want to do it on stream. It's hard to, like, focus on doing it. Let me read the chat. Who's here? GXG Noir, what's up, man? Are you having fun? Mint picking? Yes, I am. This is peak.
The lovely smell
Do I have absorb
all
echo? Hold on. Yeah, okay, so I just have to fight until I get an echo there. See, my game's lagging though. It didn't happen before the patch. Something wrong. The patch messed everything up. Alright, so how... What? I've never had lag. What? Are you saying that Genshin is more well optimized than Withering Waves? How dare you? How dare you? Yeah. Yeah, man. Fuck. Yeah, I mean, I gotta teach you, man. I gotta teach you. You can't... Especially if we're gonna stream this stuff, you can't see. We can't be saying... How are we gonna get Withering Waves players to keep watching? Okay? Anyways. No, I never noticed that Genshin. They had... I played Genshin 4 years. There was 1 bug that I've ever experienced in Genshin. 1 bug. But they had problems like with the... They had like little problems with the localization when they're... Like in early Genshin, Cloud Retainer would start talking, and then it would cut off because they didn't sync up the English audio properly. So, yeah, there was little issues like that in Genshin at the start. But like massive bugs and glitches, I haven't experienced one. I mean, there was one, but it wasn't even a major bug, and I reported it and they fixed it. So, but you didn't hear that. You didn't hear that from me. Wuthering Waves is still better. Yeah. So, are you finished all your Gacha dailies? Yo, I got what does it have on it? Double crit? Nice. Well, bro, you're cooked. You're cooked, bro. You should. Well, you should. You should make a video. Write a lengthy article on Reddit. Okay. That's why you're downloading Withering Waves, right? Okay. Okay. Joking aside. How much do you have saved for Firefly already? Okay. All right. She's coming out in what? 2 weeks? Or 3 weeks? Or next? Read it. 2 major bugs. Corley, hold on. Corley said they had 2 major bugs in 5.0 Genshin alone. What were the bugs? What were the bugs? Because okay, I play on PS5 Genshin, so I literally have no bugs ever since I also played on PS4 at launch, so I've had no bugs. What?
Crimson Blossom. Spooky dancing.
Oh. Wait, Carly said 2 major bugs at the start of 5.0. So what were they? What were they? Hold on. I'm waiting. Because I don't. No, you don't have to. You don't have to. No one's forcing you. But
The lovely smell of all my
Yo.
prey.
but look, Hoyo games. That's what they're good for. Is they don't have many bugs. All the Hoyo games don't really have any bugs. Like I can't even think. Honkai Star Rail definitely doesn't. Xenozone Zero doesn't. Xenozone Zero launch was kind of bad because it had on mobile. There was some phones that couldn't run it. There was like that whole debacle, but eventually they fixed it, sort of. But yeah, yeah. Let's hear. When I entered a random cave, I would just have constant high tone sounds that wouldn't go away. The other, when I close Genshin, it doesn't actually close, and I have to close it with Task Manager. I don't know. Well, like I said, maybe it's a PC thing because I play Genshin on PS5 mostly, and I never had issues with. I literally never had issues. So, all right, let's. What video we're gonna watch? Whoops. Yeah, I'm done. Well, I'm done with Withering Waves for now. So, all right, this is the content. What time is it? You got to sleep in like half an hour, right? Or something, or an hour. All right, maybe an hour. But this is gonna be like an hour react. So, okay. All right, so Void Enigma. This was the video that I reacted to. How the monopoly started. I think that was the video. Why you will never stop playing Genshin Impact. So I reacted to this video, and I was basically saying, he was basically saying, Genshin does 0 quality of life updates. They do 0. So then I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna make a video about this, right? And basically say why these guys are just constantly lying. It doesn't even make sense. And so he's talking, will Jalonen fix the major issue in Genshin Impact? I don't know if we want to watch this. What? Because no one does multiplayer in Genshin. It's not taken seriously. It's just fine. We'll watch the.
When you play an open world gacha game,
hold on. I have to change my sound settings, bro. Forgot. Rose cooked. Let's switch to headphones here.
multiplayer is the last thing that you normally think about. Sure, the concept exists, but it is much less exploited for any reasonable benefit. The main multiplayer aspect of these games is to go into other people's world, pretend you care about their day and how they're feeling, and then take.
So we're already getting emotional.
their materials like the cold savage item base.
Can you also stream in the Discord because the stream gonna be delayed, so I cannot catch up.
Oh, sorry guys, we got technical problems here.
Rip Bozo.
We have to use the YouTube thing, right?
Oh, no. Just stream from your end. YouTube thing kind of buggy as fuck. You remember that thing, right? You share screen. Yeah. True.
Is there gonna be an echo though on my?
Nope. Trust me.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So Lil D, everyone, Lil D.
Lil D, yeah, hell yeah, brother.
That's your name. All right.
Maybe you do care about that person, Dave, but there's no denying the fact that stealing from your friends is a joy that can't quite be explained. Like, aren't you happy that you've gotten all of these items for free by material theft? If we look at the broader aspects of things across all gacha games on the market, even...
So he's talking about going in and getting, like, the flowers or something because you don't have enough in your own world.
The whole multiplayer concept of other gacha games revolve around the core of using your friends' units or just sending your friends some special points for some minor rewards. There exists major untapped potential in many gacha games, but Wuthering Waves has touched slightly into that field. And let me tell you, it feels great to brutally beat down a monster with your friends. While this is just the beginning of Withering Waves' dive into the multiplayer aspects of gaming, this field has been left underutilized by the likes of the gacha king, Genshin Impact. My name is Void Enigma, and I'll be talking about how the multiplayer aspect in gacha games should be a priority in the future, as they are...
Why should it be a priority, though?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I literally don't know.
Most people play these games as single-player games, right? It's like if you want multiplayer, fine. It does. It's like, I don't know. Does it have to be a focus now? Like, I know
it's not an MMO.
Yeah.
So the game is not MMO.
No. I guess that's what people want. I don't know.
Way to make endless replayable content in the game, and it's a way for you to play and interact with your friends for a fun gaming experience. Now, the thing about open world games is that it takes a lot to bring these games to life. There exist games like Grand Theft Auto 5 and Red Dead Redemption created by Rockstar that have amazing multiplayer experiences that are completely separate from the main campaign. While this may be too much to ask for a game like Genshin Impact and Withering Waves, having a decent netcode to ensure smooth gameplay between players is kind of vital.
Okay, it's vital if your game is focused on multiplayer. Like, yes, if you need to have a good netcode if you're a fighting game. You need to have a good netcode if you're a MOBA, an MMO. You need good netcode because those games are focused around multiplayer, like in Fortnite, Battle Royale, and stuff like that. This game is not focused around multiplayer. It's not. Like, multiplayer
is an option.
It's an option. It's not really the focus, though. Like, I don't understand. So, okay, so he's going to say, because I kind of know where this video is going, and he's going to talk about the boss mode in Withering Waves, the boss battle thing. And in my opinion, it was kind of clunky. I mean, a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but like I said, like, it wasn't that great. And there was another combat mode where you just fight waves of trash mobs that are trying to attack, like, he'll probably show it. Actually, this is a month ago. I don't know. It was a recent event. But there's it's just a wave, enemy wave, and you fight trash mobs that are trying to attack a tower in Wuthering Waves. It's not that much different than we've seen of co-op. I mean, there's the boss battle one. I have an issue with the boss battle one, but yeah, we'll see if he talks about it.
I'm sure you remember what it's like to play Genshin Impact with your friends, and if you ever have, it's certainly a janky experience to say the least. You'll see a flying in the complete opposite direction, or when you see a C6 Zhao doing his lamenting.
Okay, I didn't see. Whenever I used co-op in Genshin, I didn't have problems, but this is all subjective. Like, if you have problems with your internet and you have a slow connection, you're probably going to see issues. because it's multiplayer, right? Or like if you're using Wi-Fi on your phone, like that's the thing is they're going to talk about PC. Withering Waves is mostly on PC. It runs great on PC. Multiplayer is great on PC. Did they ever tested the combat on mobile and Wi-Fi co-op? I don't know,
but you miss all of the action to see a glimpse of a Yaksha
if you
killing
have
everything
bad
around you
internet.
and you really don't see what's going on. Or when you teleport, you actually end up inside of Arlecchino. And to be honest, I'm 100% okay with being inside of Arlecchino. Genshin isn't really made to be played with other people, and I'm sure that each player relays their network information such as damage and character swaps for more accurate bossing and gameplay experience, so the bosses and enemies will die at the same time, but keeping track of the player is a much less accurate thing. At least with my experience. The same cannot be said for Withering Waves, as their overall netcode is much more accurate overall, at least with my co-op battles. In the recent co-opable battle event, this is a great thing.
Okay, so this monkey boss is what I had an issue with. Now, Corley and I, there's a lot of dispute about this. I was talking about this with someone else in chat in Discord, and you haven't played Wuthering Waves, so Lil D is kind of you're not gonna know what I'm
Left
talking
out.
about.
Yeah.
You're left out here, but
Reposo.
so this monkey boss does a rotating spin like Herta, like Kuru Kuru, you know.
Yeah.
And you in single player mode, you can dodge every single time he rotates the pillar, right? Because he slows down, right? But in co-op, the boss doesn't slow down because otherwise every time someone dodged, everyone's screen would turn into bullet time, right? So now Corley says you can, but when I played this boss, everyone just ran away from him during the spinning thing because when you're dodging, your character would go slow motion, but the boss wouldn't. So he would just kill you because you're dodging. You're still in the slow motion dodge. And it didn't happen in single player mode. Because in single player mode, the world slows down for you. Because it's like bullet time. But you would understand, if you played Wuthering Waves, you know what I'm talking about. So, but yeah.
I mean, it's a little bit the same concept as Punishing Grey Raven and Honkai Impact. Yeah, I know. Like slow time stop, right?
Yeah, it's time stop, but the time stop doesn't happen in co-op. So, but your character still acts like they're in time stop, and when you dodge. So, but Corley said you can dodge, but I was doing the fight, and people were dying nonstop. So, because they're still stuck in the dodge. So anyways.
Multiple players can parry the boss, and bringing in 3 DPS is actually the optimal strategy to clear the content. The gameplay feels smooth, and the boss will truly hunt down a specific player while also intimidating the other players around.
First of all, there's also like all these particle effects were kind of dog shit because you have to see what the boss is trying to telegraph, right? But you can't because some other player is like doing these huge particle effects, and it's like obfuscating the boss's telegraph, so you don't even know when they're attacking. That was with Crownless. With Crownless, you have to really watch his attacks, and he's kind of a small boss. So, but then like you'll have like Shorekeeper or like Chang Li, your opponents are like doing all these particle effects, and you can't see when the boss is charging up his attack. So if he's on you and he's attacking you,
you fuck.
Otherwise, you have to disable the effects, right? I think you can. I'm sure. I guess you can, and you could disable like player effects or something. But it's like, okay, it's just, I don't know. It's dumb, man.
Imagine a scenario.
It's not as good as people are saying.
That's what I understand. It's up to your team to dodge that attack to survive. Are you going to be the one who gets one shot and laughed at, or are you going to be the hero of the team to dodge that? Okay.
It wasn't that hard. I beat all of them. I beat all of them. It wasn't that hard.
Anyway, those are the fun scenarios that you could have in these co-op events, and I guess it's fun to flaunt your exceptional gaming prowess to your friends, if you have it. Similar to games like Monster Hunter, where you have 4 hunters fight against a giant monster and vanquish it within 5 to 20 minutes, Withering Wave touches into this aspect with this co-op event, and adding a permanent rotating mode like this would be excellent. Genshin did this concept multiple times in fact, but these events have always felt rather inconsistent.
They literally.
When is the last time? There was a long time ago, man. Like during Dragon Spine, there was I don't know if you remember. There was like
I know.
Yeah, you're fighting that. What were you fighting?
Cryo regifying.
Yeah, it was a cryo regifying in Dragon Spine. It was like a boss co-op event where you had to like activate a shield when he did the ultimate move, otherwise you die. And yeah, and that was it. What else did they do? Is this a co-op event? Oh, there's like the...
You bringing a friend to help was more of a detriment than a benefit. The bosses gain so much extra HP that not soloing it is going to hold you back significantly, especially if your co-op partner is much less built than you are yourself. These events...
I'm not sure why that's an issue. Like, if there's 2 players attacking you, you have to... If you don't boost the HP, then you're just going to kill the boss like way too fast.
Like the Vagabond event or the Hypostasis event are more fun to do with others, but they still lack that oomph to make it a great experience. This is mainly because of Genshin Impact's strict elemental system. To get the most out of your damage, you need
I forgot this one has co-op event. What the
set
fuck?
up your main carry and have 3 buffers buff 1 character to get the most damage.
No, that was like twice in 4 years they did it.
You lose more damage using 2 DPS rather than just buffing 1. This is where Withering Waves nails the co-op experience, because not only is bringing multiple players actually better for a higher score and a faster clear, it makes gaining that clear much easier.
Okay, but they buffed the HP on these bosses as well. So what's his point? He's not making a point. They buffed the HP on the co-op bosses in Withering Waves too. So I don't understand. Like, if you're just talking about, that's not even a point. It's just, okay, they did it in Genshin, but they also did it in Withering Waves. So, well, what is the point?
The last stages of the event are insanely difficult, and if you solo them, they're on par with the holograms. However,
they are not on par with the holograms. They are not. He's just total lying again. The Tempest Memphis hologram 6 has a clone. In the co-op mode, there was no clone. I'm pretty sure. If there was no clone, he didn't attack as fast, and yeah, it's not on par with the holograms. I did the holograms, all of them, on hologram 6.
In a team, then as long as everyone doesn't die within 9 seconds of each other, you can continue to fight and beat these bosses. This is the Monster Hunter experience that I've wanted, because the difficulty spike between the co-op and not co-op in Genshin is just, hey, I exist and I have more HP. At least I know that bringing a friend makes it an overall easier time with this current event in Withering Waves co-op. Both players now serve as a decorative piece of meat for the boss to defeat. You can gain benefits from long-range characters while your friend fights the boss up close, and the boss tends to change his targets often.
But the hologram bosses, like the ape has the 2 monkeys that attack you. So, and that didn't happen in the co-op event. And the Inferno Rider has the lava things that come out, and there's a bunch of them in the hologram 6. And like a lot. And they stay on the ground. And then the clone in Tempest Memphis. D5 variants? What are you talking about, D5?
But if you're using a fast character who can actually zoom around the field...
You're saying the co-op ones are difficulty 5? The co-op ones are difficulty 5. Poorly. Because, okay, so what's but that's not the peak hologram is difficulty 6, is it not? Difficulty 6 is doesn't the difficulty 5 of Tempest Memphis also have a clone? I'm pretty sure it does, doesn't it? Or yeah, there's no clone. There was no clone in the co-op event. I
You
don't
can avoid.
Okay, let's put it this way. I don't remember ever struggling, except for on the 8th boss, but we wiped once. So I did the co-op boss battle event I finished every single tier. Like I did all of it, the boss battle event. I don't remember struggling. I remember struggling on
damage this way.
I remember struggling on Hologram 6, but I don't remember struggling on the co-op boss battle event. So I don't know why he's saying like it's super challenging, because it really wasn't.
Keep buffing up your main carry or your friend. Always great to see things be easy when you need them to be. Just like how hitting that subscribe button is easy and needs to be done. So yeah.
Bruh.
Do it. Still, you can't argue that whether it's Genshin or WuWa, the co-op events with your friends are much more enjoyable. I took on this event with my wife, and it was much more fun than me mindlessly going through the stages myself. Now, don't get me wrong, it's fun regardless, but it's way more entertaining when you have someone to do it with. So far, WuWa has done this 2 patches in a row with similar events. This was more oriented.
But the other event was just a co-op enemy wave fighting the tower thing. It wasn't
battle instead of beating waves of monsters, but I am happy that they released at least one co-op event per patch, since the last patch anyway. Now, I have to give credit where credit is due, and Genshin is very much capable of creating a fun co-op experience, but they tend to forget the core of the game, the combat. They do have fun co-op combat events, but those are featured maybe once or twice a year if we're lucky, which is much less than I'd actually hope for. But where they do shine, or maybe not shine depending on your perspective and how you feel about minigames, is their minigames. Albeit, a lot of their minigames are boring after a few tries, but I will say that without a doubt, Wind Trace is the best minigame Genshin.
Right, but what about all the Withering Waves minigames where you're like doing parkour and you're like running around and doing like it's the same thing? I don't understand.
Pack has ever made.
Minigames.
I would love it
All
if they
Gacha
had
games
Wind
have
Trace
minigames.
back more than just once a
The ones
year,
that I played.
or if you have a mode that actually alternates, so you can actually play Wind Trace every now and then, and you know, just a rotating thing like the Spiral Abyss,
Yeah, I mean,
because
Wind Trace is
it's
fine.
quite fun to play.
People like Wind Trace, right? I'll be honest. Wind Trace repeating like this many times, though. I mean, they've done Wind Trace, what, 4 times now, I think?
Yeah, 3 or 4 times, I forgot, but yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not, it's kind of boring. Honestly, not Wind Trace for me. But, I mean, like I said, Divine Ingenuity was the best event. I wanted to bring it back.
Sure, it can get boring.
What was it? I forgot. The great domain thing, right?
Yep.
Oh shit, that's just good.
But having the option in your back pocket would be a fun thing. They tend to have other
Wind Trace
co-opable
kind of
domains and challenges that spring up from time to time, but they always felt like more of a chore than an actual challenge or a way to compete with your friends. But that plays more into the fact that Genshin Impact is a much more casual game, when you don't really have to worry about challenges, whereas WuWa offers a significantly difficult experience.
Okay, again, this co-op boss battle thing was not that hard. Corley says because they added in the buffs. Well, so what? I mean, they added in the buffs, but they didn't have to make it more challenging. But like the thing is, the event itself was not difficult. I don't understand why. I don't know. It wasn't that hard, man. Like that's the thing about gacha games, is they make these events accessible, because if no regular players can't complete the event, they're going to get pissed off and they won't get the rewards. And that's every single gacha game. It's not just Genshin, it's HSR, it's Endless One Zero, it's Nikkei, it's all these gacha games, they make events accessible. You can do them. You can complete them because you get the rewards, okay? If it's an event, it's going to be somewhat easy. That's just how it is. This co-op boss battle event, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm too good at the game, okay? I'll brag, but
Bro.
but the thing is, I don't think it was that difficult. I really don't. Right? I don't. But at the same time, yeah, they added buffs for like invincibility and stuff. It's like, okay, well, they didn't have to do that. If they wanted to make it more challenging, they didn't have to, but they did. So yeah, I don't know what to say.
Overall, that will satisfy the player's need for a challenge. Now, another concept of the quote-unquote multiplayer gacha game is the leaderboards. This is a great way to compete with your friends, but that leaderboard has to include your friends list because honestly, only whales would be at the top otherwise, but I guess it could still be fun to see where you land in the rankings. This doesn't exist at all in Genshin or Wuthering.
When did you say Genshin was good? The hard? Yes, I did. I completed every single mode in the co-op event. I completed the hard mode, yes, because there was the basic mode, then there was like the middle mode, and then the hard mode or something. And I did both. I did all of it. So I don't know. All I know is I completed every single thing you could do in the co-op boss mode event. It wasn't that difficult. Honestly, I just used Chishia. See that Chishia, you run around, and if the boss is attacking someone else, then I just pop off with Chishia and I kill the boss. And then if the boss is attacking me, I just dodge. That's it. That's how easy the boss mode was in Withering Waves. I just used the gun girl. If you don't know what Chishia is, right?
Chishia, yeah, I know. The white girl with a fucking sniper rifle.
No, she has handguns. She's handguns.
Oh. What?
Wuthering does have the ability to do so because you have a system to actually check the clear count of holograms and to check the team.
Men pretend to be no
diversity, so the data exists. Another concept that can be employed as a PvP mode is rather than just a ranking system, there exists an actual PvP aspect. Many gacha games on the market have a PvP system where you fight a simulated version of your opponent's teams with their preset units that you set up beforehand. However, what if you could compete with your friends in real time in Withering Waves? Wouldn't that be interesting? Now, I'm not talking about true player versus player. We could save that for a Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. But I'm talking about two players going...
Oh, those Brown Dust 2. That's another... you should play that game. Brown Dust 2. You should play that.
Up against the same
shit
boss.
Game. Sound like a shit game.
Boss rush to see who wins. This is reminiscent of the Samsung event between Genshin Impact YouTubers, where they actually have a gauntlet to see
40,000 dong. Damn.
Yeah.
Games, and you have teams competing together. It would be
lots of dongs.
Fun thing to do, and sure, this can be created and organized.
Hell yeah.
It would be much more beneficial to just have this in a game mode, so you don't have to really just worry about having this event once in a blue moon. Nonetheless, this is wishful thinking, and we will have to see what the future of Withering Waves brings for the co-op full events. The co-op in Withering Waves is still lacking some key quality of life features, such as seeing where your friend is on the map. In time, this will be fixed because we know that the devs listen, but I love to see a few fun and unique minigames that you can actually have fun with your friends with. Just as Genshin Impact has the infamous win trace, what can WuWa bring to the table to match that? They have parkour aspects already implemented in the game, so there has to be some way for that implementation to be a suitable game mode, right? I'd love to see what's in store for the future of Wuthering Waves and the co-op field of things, because what they've done with this co-op event is just the start. It can honestly only get better from here. Go ahead and comment down below if you even did the co-op event with the
Let's read the comments. Okay. Hypest WuWa co-op moment is boss one-shots your party members and you have to survive the boss's onslaught of attacks for 10 seconds. You feel like the main character staring down the evil boss to save the world. So the co-op boss... What?
Yeah, what? Say, cook.
In the co-op boss battle event, I brought Chishia. The boss is off attacking some other character, and then it's just shooting the boss. That's it. And then he's getting destroyed. Because they're made for solo play. The whole point of making a boss battle difficult in Wuthering Waves is that you're constantly having to dodge but also keep up damage in between trying to survive and also dodging and parrying and then rotating through your characters to give yourself buffs so you can do more damage, right? With intro and outro skills, right? So with the co-op boss battle event, it's naturally going to be easier because you have 3 people, and the boss can only attack one person at a time. Okay, so saying it's more difficult, it's like not really, because Hologram 6, Tempest Memphis is way more difficult than the co-op. Even difficulty 5, Hologram, Tempest Memphis, it's more difficult than the co-op because you could just, when other people are he's attacking someone else, then 2 other people are killing him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that difficult, and like it was fine. It's just a co-op event, though. I don't understand why. But Genshin never really focused on. They did mini games, co-op, Wind Trace. There was a couple of those boss battle things, but it's honestly like whatever. I don't understand. I don't think. Maybe it's just me, man. I can't see what's like so much better about it than that warrants like a whole. What are we talking about here? It's just a co-op event. That's what I don't understand. We have to focus on multiplayer now because of co-op events that happened, like they've been happening for years now in Gacha games. I don't know. It's just
I don't know.
It's just another way for them to say that. It's just another way to dunk on Genshin when it doesn't. There's not even a significant difference. It's just I don't get it, man. I really don't.
I think he just want the game to be like a type of MMO, but the game is not MMO. He want Genshin to have some kind of like boss battle co-op type of shit, but that is like MMO RPG stuff. Genshin is not MMO RPG. I think it's very clear that the game is not gonna be MMO RPG, but some people like this guy wants the game to be MMO RPG for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's yeah. What can I say? I mean, like it's like you're talking about it. It's like if I talk about a game like I don't know, Call of Duty, and why doesn't Call of Duty have base building like Fortnite or something?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, a feature in a game. If there's not a feature in a game, Genshin has always been like a single player focused game where co-op is like optional, and it's always like a side. It's like a side thing, right? So you could talk about Withering Waves. It's like, but the co-op events in Withering Waves, where it's like it's kind of a side thing, and you go in other people's worlds to farm echoes with them. It's the same thing, just farming stuff, right? Like you go in people's Genshin world to farm ores or flowers or boss material or enemy materials, right? So you can farm shit together. But like in Withering Waves, you can go in and farm echoes. Wow. It's not really, you can do that in your own world. But you can get more resources if you farm with someone else. And you go into your world, you farm echoes, you go into their world and farm echoes. But it's literally the same thing in Genshin. You go into your world, you farm like enemy mats, because there's only a limited amount of enemies, like the golem things and like Remuria down in the ocean. So there's only a limited amount of those golems that you have in your world. So you both go farm it, and then you go in their world, and then you both go farm it. So you get more materials. So yeah, I mean, it's like, but these games it's just a side thing, right? So yeah, you can do these things. But like I was saying, like, but the whole thing was like, oh my God. But it's like he's trying to say that Genshin was focused on co-op multiplayer events when that was never the focus. It was always a side thing, right? So it's honestly just kind of whatever, man. Like I don't even know if I want to make these kind of videos anymore, because how much can I talk about things like they're just finding more ways to exacerbate the narrative to say that what
Exaggerate. I heard it's masturbate for some reason.
It's
Sorry.
just finding more ways to exacerbate the narrative. And this is all they do. This is the entire content, right? So, how many times are you going to talk about this until, like, what is the goal, basically? Are you just trying to convert players to play Wuthering Waves and then quit Genshin? Is that your only goal? Is that the entire goal, right? Or is the goal to, because honestly, if someone's not being convinced by your arguments, then why would they? Why would you? If you keep repeating them, why would you think they'd be convinced, right? Like, how many times are you going to say the same thing over and over again until you realize that person doesn't really care, right? And you just keep saying the same thing over and over again, and you turn the person off of your game, basically. But this is Wuthering Waves content, right? This is Wuthering Waves content. It's always about, it's always about this. Like, there's no, like, okay, maybe they'll talk about Camellia here with amazing damage, right? But here we go. There's Sensor Tower. Why Wuthering Waves failure is a lie. It's always about defending their game, saying Genshin's bad. Like, that's all the content, right? So how many times are you going to say this? Like, are you gonna quit all your Hoyo games to play Wuthering Waves? Like, be honest. I'm not joking around. Lil D. Like,
How what?
are you gonna, like, uninstall all your Hoyoverse games and play Wuthering Waves now or something? Or because of all these content creators telling you that how bad every other Gacha game is compared to Wuthering Waves, is that going to convince you to play the game?
Dude, I think people forget that I can play multiple games at the same time. I don't have to quit one game just to play another game. I think people forget about that. I don't have to shit talk about other games just to make people play this game. I can play like Genshin and Wuthering Waves at the same time. It doesn't hurt anyone. People forget about that I can play two games at the same time. That I don't have to choose one.
Right.
So no, I'm not gonna just because I play Wuthering Waves doesn't mean I have to quit.
Corley,
what?
Yeah, you don't have to. You can play all these games. Sorry for interrupting, but Corley's saying there's like 4 other videos. But I know what the premise of this video is getting 4 stars in a problem with Wuthering Waves. He's gonna say no. You know why? Because they put Yoo-Hoo in the coral shop. That I don't need to watch an 8-minute video, right? They put Yoo-Hoo in the coral shop, so getting 4 stars is not a problem with Wuthering Waves. That's what he's going to say. But he's going to defend
literally,
what?
Yes, literally. I think I watched that video. I think he literally said that. He said that 4 star now they're gonna put in the future limited 4 star new 4 star in the shop so that the player can get it easier, something like that. I think.
Does he talk?
Does he talk about
Yoo-Hoo kind of sucks? Does he talk about that?
No, he doesn't. He said Yoo-Hoo is like a good character, and then more people are gonna get to have a chance to assess the character easier, like that, something like that.
Oh, you actually watched it? Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I did. I was bored.
Oh. All right. Well, but see, I don't need to watch the video because I already know. But the thing is, okay, so, but that doesn't stop like a. So it's kind of predictable content, honestly, if you think about it. It doesn't stop a 4-star from being good or bad. I really don't think Yoo-Hoo's that good. I mean, I'm pretty sure most people are they were kind of dogging on Yoo-Hoo because, like, her kit's really, like, she plays really clunky and, like, her attacks are really, like, weird and stuff like that. But why meta doesn't matter in gacha games. But you know he's going to talk about, like, there's always going to be something about, like, it doesn't matter in Genshin, but it matters in Withering Waves or something like that, right? Like, I don't know. That's my prediction. I haven't watched the video, but I'm assuming because that's most of the content, right? Most of the content is just like you always got to jab another game or something. That's Withering Waves content creators. Honestly, that's most of them. and it's just getting it's getting tiring. I don't even know why I'm making videos on it. Honestly, it's just kind of boring. Um, there was a bunch of politics stuff there, but what other Withering Waves? Here we go. New player rewards. Genshin versus WuWa. New player experience. How many pulls? So how much? I guess my question is like, how much of this is? Yeah, I don't know, man. What other video are we gonna watch? You got another video?
Johnny say something.
I over exaggerate the situation when I'm showing you that there's content creators constantly talking about the same thing over and over again. How am I over exaggerating the situation? I really don't think Corley. Look, we talked about this last night in the in Discord, and they're constantly talking about enemy design and how there are variations in enemy designs. And I pointed out that Wuthering Waves doesn't have. They reuse stuff in Wuthering Waves. The same thing, right? All game designers reuse enemy designs.
Yeah.
But it always
Yeah,
comes
yes.
down. It always comes down to like, yeah, but there's too much reused. It's always like the little nitpicking points. So how am I over exaggerating something when it's always a conversation about uh, it's always a conversation about nitpicking points and blowing up the conversation about why it's so bad in Genshin. It's so bad in Genshin, but Wuthering Waves it's fine. They reuse assets, but yeah, it's fine. I mean, but they reuse assets a little bit more in Genshin. It's like, okay, isn't that over exaggerating? So literally, there's just constant content about this. That's all I talk about, really. Like, I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, and then you have the guides, sure, but if it's not guide content, it's like why it's better than something, right? I don't know. How do I do the same? How do I do the same? I mean, I guess you were kind of saying all the WuWa content just talk about Genshin when it was like 1 out of like 10 videos. Um, from Void Enigma. It's not 1 out of 10 videos. There's no. Well, I'm not talking about WuWa versus Genshin. I'm talking about Wuthering Waves players. They're always on the defense, right? It's like you talk shit about my game or you see something bad. No, 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 no. We can't have that, right? It's because Sensor Tower, the Sensor Tower stuff didn't really have anything to do with Genshin and WuWa specifically. Yeah, Genshin was number 1 that month, but it was about Wuthering Waves players saying, well, now we can't talk about Sensor Tower because it's not showing Wuthering Waves in a favorable light. So, but then what I'm saying is I'm not talking about just Genshin. I'm talking about on the defense. It's always on the defense, right? So they create a problem like he's getting 4 stars problem in Wuthering Waves. So they're creating like the narrative that is this bad? And then nope, WuWa's does it good, right? But WuWa does it good all the time. It's like uh, it's just the same type of content, other than guide. Like guides are just going to be guides about characters. It's not going to be obviously. It's just going to be that, right? But what I'm saying is like it's always that kind of content where I don't see I don't see that from honestly any other Gacha game really. Like Zenless Zone Zero content, Honkai Star Rail. They're just I mean not anymore. Like Honkai Star Rail kind of they used to do that, but they don't really anymore. It's just talk about the new story or the new characters or the new content or whatever that's in the game. But it's like it's not. It's always like on the defense about. Well, Wuthering Waves is they have to like defend the game every single time, all the time. So I mean, Corley, let me read the chat. Do you have another video we could watch or what? Lil D, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What? I was letting you cook.
I'm
You were
done.
cooking. Okay. So now what?
What other video are we gonna watch? We're just gonna. Okay, it's
The
already.
stick one.
What?
The stick one. The stick video I showed you last night for you.
Link it to me in Discord.
Okay.
The stick video. Okay, so we're gonna watch this video, and then I don't really want to.
Okay.
Okay, look, I don't want to cultivate this kind of discussion because at the end of the day, I'm not going to convince anyone. Like, I don't know.
Where is it? Okay, I don't know where it went. Never mind.
War ruined exploration. Okay. Even though it was several wall running. How many times can we talk about wall running, dudes? You want to watch a wall running video?
Take a shot every time someone mentioned the wall running. This one is like 12 days ago.
Okay, link it.
I link it.
Withering Waves new update has players shocked.
Smashers! Dino Island.
I clicked it.
What?
I just clicked it in Discord. Never mind. Who is this? Kazahana?
Yeah.
So, Wuthering Waves just dropped some information about their newest update. As you know, many people have been looking forward to the version 1.4 update as there hasn't really been much information on it. Wuthering Waves have been kind of quiet whenever it comes to a lot of their advertising and even with the drip marketing. But it seems like we've gotten a ton of information come out for Wuthering Waves version 1.4 and also a kind of time frame on when we're going to get it and also what's going to be in store. Again, this is a...
So what is the title? Okay, so is he just talking about... Did you watch this already or no?
Nope, I didn't.
Okay.
Very, very exciting update as it could lead to some even bigger updates in the future, and we're going to be going through all the information that you need to know in this video. As there are some smaller...
I just want to let people know is that you said this guy, Kazuhana, used to make Genshin content before?
I don't know, not me. I think Tar said that. I didn't.
So a long time ago he made Genshin. Okay, I don't know because I only knew about Kazuhana after like just recently, so
Same.
Anyways.
Me too,
things
actually.
in the advertisements which you may not have spotted and maybe just not thought about, because again, I kind of take a lot of this stuff at face value and never really look into it and only notice later on. So that's what we're going to be going through. But before I get into this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy it, and also go to my Twitch where I'm going to be live. I definitely recommend going over there because we're going to be streaming a ton of Wuthering Waves and also Wuthering Waves related, content, reacting to it.
So what I want to know is...
So I definitely recommend going down to the pinned comment down below or the description where you can actually get my link.
Basically, what I want to know is why is the title the way it was?
Then you can follow, and then you'll get notified as soon as I go.
I don't know.
Let's get into the video. So
that just proves what I was saying earlier, is that it's always on the defense. It's always like, oh, Genshin could never. But if you're just talking about 1.4, why do you have to talk about Genshin?
It's actually released 2 bits of advertisement for the 1.4 version, and
Genshin,
the first one
literally,
being a very, very nice, kind of looking art thing. Now, obviously, this tells us a lot about what kind of characters we're going to see in the story, and it's very, very exciting. Now, obviously, I don't know if we're going to get any more kind of advertisement or anything like that, because, again, we don't know. Because Wuthering Waves can kind of be, random whenever it comes to advertising things, because they don't have a specific schedule, which I definitely think is something that they could work on, because, again, it gets a lot of people excited for a certain moment in time for something to come out, but we finally got something. And again, I don't know if there's going to be more information after this because, Wuthering Waves are just so spontaneous whenever it comes to this, but I'll definitely add it at the end of the video.
See, no one talks about the 50-day patch cycle. I noticed that. They don't talk about that, right? And that being not great. It's kind of boring for a lot of weeks at the end of the patch on Withering Waves, but they don't talk about that. I just don't hear a lot of criticism towards Withering Waves. That's another thing. Is you hear a lot of criticism towards Genshin, and a lot of it is deserved I'll say it right now. You think I'm just going to defend Genshin all the time? No, Genshin deserves criticism when it gets it right. With
True.
like
Yeah.
the rerun, like there's long reruns, the lower amount of rewards, and like for they have been adding quality of life now, but back then they weren't doing it fast enough. So I hear a lot of criticism towards Genshin.
Okay, wait.
What?
Not much, but like not fast enough, but more like not much.
Well,
not a lot of.
Yeah, well, but the thing is, yeah, I mean, they have been recently. The quality of life in Genshin is getting a lot better recently, and they've been adding a lot more. Of course, people still want loadouts or whatever, but what I'm saying is, I don't hear the like. Why aren't we hearing like 50-day patch cycles? Like, why aren't people talking about that? Right? Why aren't we talking about like? Look, man, I think YooHoo is back. Like, YooHoo is not good. Like, I don't know, but we don't hear these things. Like, but she's like a mid character. It's like 4 stars, whatever. It's a mid. But Genshin releases a lot of 4-star mid characters, and we heard about that. We heard like Genshin. Oh, the new 4-star is mid. They're just whatever. They're garbage or whatever. So it's like, but what I'm saying is like we hear this critique all the time from Genshin, and it deserves it. But then, where's is Withering Wave flawless? No, it's not. Like, there's been a recent update issue with people having problems trying to log into the game, but we're not hearing any. We're not like people aren't talking about it. Like it's kind of in the back because we have to push Withering Waves, right? So it's like I even had problems logging into Withering Waves now after the patch, where it's like it's loading forever. Like you saw how long it took to load right today. So, anyways, what I'm saying is like, so what's the point of putting that video there?
If anything,
it's like you talk about 1.4 and all the stuff that's in 1.4. So what's the point of having Genshin Could Never on the title if it's not just proving my point that they're always they're always trying to one up or on the defensive or take a jab, right? So here.
Anything else does happen, but what we see in this kind of art thing is there is a lot of characters getting involved in the story. Now, obviously, the first one being Camellia. I think Camellia is going to be a very, very big part of the story, obviously, because it's her banner as well. We already know that from the drip marketing, but we've got characters like Encore, Jeji, Lumi, or Lumi's to be expected as well. She's a 4-star on the banner, Yinlin, and also Chang Li. So again,
so this guy, a clickbait dude, Vegeta Ultra. Why are you watching the clickbait dude? True, free content rate. Show credit problem in WuWa. All those 18 times were in the middle of battle and crashed 18 times on your iPad. Yeah, I mean, Wuthering Waves has poor mobile optimization, but they don't want to talk about that, right? They brushed it under the rug. It's like it's a gacha game, but you play it on PC, okay? You have to play it on PC. So they don't really talk about the issues. The issues aren't brought forward. It's always talking about what's better than Genshin. That's the content. There's not really a focus on maybe Fox. So honestly, I kind of like what Foxel was. You weren't here, but we watched the Foxel video yesterday on stream, and he was actually talking some sense, right? As a Withering Waves player. Of course, he makes other content. Like he'll make a video that's like it kind of makes sense, but then he'll make another video that's literally just rambling about stuff that's not really important. Like, remember we watched it was a different video because we watched that video on like why the new area like Dragon Spine and Wuthering Waves was good or something. But then we watched that was when I watched it with you and Ta. We were in Discord or whatever. But then Foxsoul made a video I watched on stream yesterday. He was actually talking some sense on why the constant jabs. It shows a level of like why people are going to question your content because you're always trying to take jabs at the competition, and you're always like invalidating the competition, and you're just making toxic content all the time. So why are you doing that, right? And that's honestly okay. Look, we're gonna watch this video, but why does he make that title about Genshin Could Never? Let's watch.
These are some characters
I want to see a reason why why it's in this video.
Didn't really expect to be involved in the story, but it seems like they are. And also, if you haven't noticed, there's also a lot of stuff to do with the Elusive Realm too. It showcases a lot of the train stuff that we see in the Elusive Realm, as well as the cats and things like that, which I definitely think is going to be a very interesting turn for the story, and I'm very interested to see where Kuro Games can actually go with this, and what they're kind of doing with it. Because again, the second bit of advertising they released was a trailer, which pretty much showed off a lot of stuff. Now obviously a lot of this trailer was actually kind of like an IRL trailer, which was kind of weird to see. As you can see, it was like a kind of dude waking up and playing Wuthering Waves, which again, I think is a kind of cool concept, because usually with a lot of different trailers...
You know, if they did this kind of thing in Genshin, they'd try to say it's shit. But
yeah. I remember good old Genshin ads is like, how you the like three dudes, three friends playing with fighting the North Wolf, and then getting struggle, and then the other guy said, "Oh, you getting play Genshin? I also play Genshin back too." Some kind of like that.
Yeah, it was like
yeah, very long time ago.
Yeah, it was like a real life video, right? It's like a real life people playing in real life, right? But
yeah, that was fucking cringe, but I like it.
yeah, it's cringe. But if you're waking up to look at Camellia on your phone, it's great. Withering Waves does it, it's great. But like if if that Genshin made a video like this, where you're waking up to like, I don't know, who's a recent waifu, Jalonen or something, like Jalonen, and you're looking at her on your phone, and she's like blowing you kisses and acting all suggestive. You know that Genshin would get like, oh, this is cringe, man. This is cringe. But when Withering Waves does it, it's perfectly fine.
Especially in other gacha games, they just give you straight up gameplay and stuff.
Because that's the sentiment I get, that there's things that they do the same, but then it's bad when Genshin does it, but then it's fine when Withering Waves does it. And whenever that kind of topic comes up, whenever that kind of discussion comes up, it just makes me realize that there's something going on here. There's something weird with the other community, and they have an agenda to fill, right? So
really care about the other things, where it seems like they tried to take a little bit of a creative approach here of someone like being hacked by Camellia, which I think is kind of cool. And yeah, again, they boot up the game. They have all this stuff happen with the Elusive Realm, which I definitely think is very interesting. So it definitely seems like we're going to be getting some more lore on that, because whenever the Elusive Realm first came into Wuthering Waves, we never really learned too much about it. So maybe something's going to change with it, and maybe this could actually set us up for some future story, maybe for version 1.5 or even version 2.0, which I think is very exciting. And we're going to obviously find this out with Camellia and other people like that. Now, obviously they continue with this, and then you wake up and then you get a message from Camellia, which again, I definitely think is just, to bait a lot of people into coming back to the game for her and pulling on her, which again, I think is a very good move from Wuthering Waves there. I think they know exactly how they want to do their story. They want, people to be, obsessed with these characters, or sorry, the characters to be obsessed with the rover, which I think, if they want to do that, that's completely fine.
We're going to this comments right now.
Oh yeah, deep dive, boys.
We're gonna upset some Withering Waves players, okay? We're gonna upset some Withering Waves players, all right? So this comment here, this comment here, somewhat agree. So I found this it was a recent. I took the screenshot. It was like a recent Camellia post or something on YouTube. And I was just scrolling through the comments, and I was reading the comments. And so, of course, most of them were like, Camellia's amazing. Camellia, I love Camellia. Great. So then I read this one. I'm like, oh, okay. So it got 6 upvotes or whatever. Not that much, but at least some people agree with what he's saying here, right? So basically he says, the game is amazing, but maybe you have finally changed the main story writer of the game, because the plot follows the same pattern. Every character falls in love with the main character after the first meeting. I'm disgusted. Oh, it's disgusting and tasteless. There are no interactions between the various game characters. The entire character of them is built around the love for the main character, so they don't feel alive. It's already boring and uninteresting. So what he's saying here is that the main point of these characters is just to glaze the rover, right? Which has literally happened since the start of Wuthering Waves. Okay? So you have Jinshi and and Chang Li, that story in the mountain thing. The rover is like some kind of master or something to the dragon or something. Like it was a long time ago. So they're like this really important character, but they have amnesia. So don't worry about it, okay? And then Black Shores, they also ran the Black Shores. And then there's the Shorekeeper, and it's all about like, yeah, but the rover, right? And then same thing with Camellia. It's all about the rover, right? We already knew that we saw, it's not really spoilers because we saw Camellia back in the beginning of the game, and she's already like kind of obsessed with you, and you like get on top of her, and like it's really like suggestive scene. But that's fine. I don't really care about like if a game's going to be sexy or whatever, or going to have characters that fawn over you, right? But at the same time, it's like that's literally the only narrative. It's the same pattern, right? Where we're just talking about the rover. We love the rover, right? So, anyways, he goes on. Like many people, I wanted a post-apocalyptic game where characters in the world and the hero fight and overcome difficulties, but it received some kind of love fan fiction from an inept writer. That's right. Okay, so the Red New agrees with me on this, but the writing in Withering Waves, like especially at the beginning of the game, it's just exposition dump after exposition dump. The characters behave like they just have to inform you, and they move on the plot. And we're talking about fluff. Sorry, I had to clear my throat there off mic. We're talking about fluff or whatever. But these characters, a lot of them, they exist to push the plot forward, right? And anyways, so he goes on to say the plot should not revolve only around the main character. He should not solve all the problems. Rover should be a participant in the events and not some omnipotent deity, which that's how he is. That's how, he or her, depends if you choose male or female. But the rover is literally like some omnipotent deity. They forgot everything, and they every single character glazes them. That's all they do. And so yeah. And the world building in CBT 1 was much better. Change the scriptwriter before it's too late. I agree with this post. The CBT, we talked about this, I think in Discord or something, where Ashikai was talking about how they rewrote the story in closed beta test 1. And in closed beta test 1 of Withering Waves, you go into the Zhenju as the rover, the city or whatever, and most people are like suspicious of you, and they're kind of weary about you as a person. Like, who is this guy, or who is whatever? Like, but then they rewrote the story, and to basically, a lot of people thought it was a rewrite to make the story better, but it was just a rewrite to pander to the rover as a self-insert, and that's literally the whole point of the rover. That's it, okay? And it's literally repeating over and over again it's the same story. Rover is the center point. Rover this, rover that. And it's so some people are noticing that, right? I just wanted to pivot over there. But yeah, it's really, Red New notices that, but it's like, man, I don't know. Anyways, it's just a side tangent about the story, right? So what else is
fine, and if people don't like that, then that's their own problem. And obviously, there was a little bit of lore stuff going on, saying that we were like her competition and stuff like that, which I definitely think is very, very interesting. And we're gonna obviously have to find out in version 1.4. But it definitely seems like version 1.4 isn't going to be one of these kind of updates where nothing really happens and it's just filler. It definitely seems like there is some actual substance going on, which is really good to see from Wuthering Waves, and I think it's going to be very similar to the kind of Shorekeeper story, where we go and meet Camellia, and there's all this story surrounding it. With the Shorekeeper story, it had all the stuff about the Tethys system and all the stuff about the Black Shores, whereas I think, with the Camellia story, I think, it's going to be about Camellia, but also you're going to have the other stuff surrounding it, like the Elusive Realm, and also probably more of the Black Shores as well, which I think is a very similar kind of storytelling, mechanism that they use for the Shorekeeper. So maybe we're going to see that. I don't.
When are we getting to the part where, why is he talking about Genshin?
really know. Obviously, I don't know exactly how the story pans out or anything, but we're gonna have to wait and see to see if there's any kind of more advertising for this. Because again, I made a video literally before this one, which will come out after this video, talking about a lot of the drip marketing and, you know, talking about where it's at. Because Withering Waves just haven't been mentioning it at all. Now, I think this may be because they've got a bigger update planned past version 1.4, so maybe they're waiting to actually release that later on. Because again, usually there is drip.
That's it. Try to hint about knowing about leaks, but don't say that you know about leaks, right?
Marketing before an update like this, so maybe we'll see something in the future. I don't really know, but I'll definitely keep you guys updated if anything happens with that. And obviously, if we scroll down to some of the trailer stuff, a lot of the creators are very, very happy with this update, or, you know, very, very happy with this trailer.
Okay.
With Sticks saying stuff like, dude, this is fire, Camellia is so psycho.
When are we getting to the part where Genshin could never?
I love it. Are you ready, my fellow seeds of fate?
I
And then we got like dailies just coming home. We got, you know,
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, you know, everyone is very, very excited for this.
We fell for it. I fell for it.
Waves can bring to the table something actually worth playing and worth actually getting into. Because again, we have had some pretty low patches whenever it comes to a lot of the other characters. Obviously,
so okay, the Jeji patch. A lot of people didn't like that one, and yeah, it was just an event patch, but. Okay, sure. But yeah, I mean,
we had like Jeji.
That's when I heard some criticism towards Withering Waves. Is during this patch, during her character banner patch, which was kind of nothing happening in it. So fair game, I guess.
And Zhang Liao's update, which again was a little bit more on the boring side. But apart from that, I think the Wuthering Waves have definitely stepped up their game a little bit and know that they have to create a good story to actually keep people engaged. And I think with a lot of these characters, they'll also help to bring a little bit of, you know, kind of dynamicness to the story, which I think is great. And also, I think it's setting up some of the future banners that we're going to see. Obviously, you know, we're going to have some rerun banners in the future. I definitely think that Yilim might be involved in one of the future banners. I think that would definitely be one of the safer options, because obviously we had the Gion rerun.
We watched the whole video, and he's not going to talk about Genshin.
I told you he's fucking clickbaiting us. I fell for it. We fell for it. Well, what a waste of time! Holy shit! Jesus.
And apparently, yeah, it's okay. What's going on here?
Boring if they just kind of cycle through every single 5-star from oldest to newest, but it definitely does give us a couple of options. Maybe a lot of other stuff, including, like, you know, you can see the elusive realm. Okay. In the trailer as well, Camellia seems like she see things do, because again, much control over this stuff about 11 a.m. my time.
Okay.
Update stuff. But again, we do have how Wuthering Waves schedule their stuff.
I'm gonna make sure. I'm going through the video to make sure. Okay. That
update's gonna come out, but it helps us. However, you know that content is, so it would be really nice to have updates. So obviously, we're gonna get even more teasers in the future, which goes live. I won't just be waiting notifications on, because again, then you'll know whenever something, you know, this update is going to be a good update. It's going to progress the lore of Wuthering Waves. If you did enjoy it, then don't forget to leave a like. That's what I got, and I'll see you guys.
Good. TikTok video, Hoyo vs. card stealing player money. Holy shit.
So,
you wanna?
But look at the title. He didn't even talk about Genshin, or didn't make any comparison. So it's literally just
clickbait. Straight up clickbait.
Bro. What did you have another video?
Yeah, Hoyo vs. card stealing player money from TikTok himself, the legendary TikTok.
Okay.
Damn, actually crazy, dude.
Store dupes and gacha gaming. All right.
Dupes are one of the foundations.
Oh, Saint Tontus, of course.
5-star character dupes are one of the foundations of gacha gaming. They're a way for players to acquire more.
So what? The foundations of gacha gaming? So it's like necessary? He's basically saying they're necessary. Because you're using the word foundations, meaning that it's necessary. So, oh no, not him yet. Oh, Ta's gone.
More power, show their undying dedication to a character.
No, okay, all right, stop. Let's stop saying that, bro. The people who spend $2,000 on a character, who get multiple R5 variants of their weapon to show how dedicated they are to them, bro, stop falling victim to being a coomer and a simp for a character that doesn't exist. And for the love of God, do that for me. Guys, I need 5 gifted subs.
Why? Okay, but who are
Guys,
you?
I need
Why would
5 gifted
why would I do
from
it
Like,
for
I agree
you?
with Tectone here. You should give him money.
every single human
Yeah.
being on this
Should give him
earth.
money.
Okay, that's what we need, man.
It's a
True.
fantastic way for
No,
developers
wait,
to
wait,
make
like
money.
this.
It's off.
Like this. Wait, hold on, like this. Oh no! Do not give money to the evil gacha game. Give it to me. Give it to me. I'm better. Give it to me. Give the money to me. Not the gacha game. They don't do anything to you. Give it to me. Give it to me.
He's
Basically,
joking.
that's Tectone.
I'm gonna defend.
Yeah, I know.
Tectone.
Yeah, I know. But like, oh my god, give it to me.
You're cooked.
What?
Yeah, give it to give it to Lil D. He needs lots of dogs.
Yeah, give it to me.
You need lots
Yeah,
of
I need a
dongs,
lot
right?
of dong. I need to funnel my gacha addiction. Help.
You need lots of dongs, right? You like
Dongs.
dongs?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
You like dongs? So 40,000 dongs.
That's a lot of dong, by the way.
It's actually not.
That's a lot of dong.
It's actually not a lot, man.
What do you mean? That's a lot of dong.
Oftentimes in a
Let's
dev's
watch.
best interest to make these upgrades powerful, but some devs go a bit too far, making them feel necessary for the character to work.
Risley C1 has been debunked. It's not really necessary. So you can talk to Jeff. You want to talk to someone that knows about this? Talk to Jeff. He talks about Genshin meta all the time, or even what?
I don't know. Jeff is kind of most of the time. His text is kind of hard, like 50% of the time.
But anyways,
These dupes are one of the biggest investments a player can make.
I don't know why it's necessary because like, the Withering Waves 5-star dupes are pretty strong too. Like they're really strong. So
With the
what are you
resources
talking
you spend on unlocking a single ability for a character, you could have pulled a completely new character or a signature
Right,
weapon,
okay.
which are both typically a better use for your limited pulls or your money, especially if you're trying to get the best gameplay experience
Absolutely.
possible.
Dude,
However,
I'm not gonna lie, I've been doing the Lamborghini of gacha games lately, which is 1 copy of the character, 1 copy of the weapon, and oh my god, it makes every game feel so good. And yeah,
And it's
I might
better.
be spending $200.
Look, all agree. Well, I don't do that for every character, but if I want a character like a main DPS, I'll go for them and their weapon. That's what I'll do. But I don't pull for every single character. So I kind of agree with Tecton. Like it's just a better playing experience because you can have more characters to utilize, right? But it's up to you, right? Like if you really like a character you want to spend on their constellations or their dupes, you go ahead. It's your choice, right? So, so whoever's caught stealing money, how does this? Because the first 2 constellations or something are usually really good. It's like, okay, well, that's not really different from most gacha games.
Every now and then, but it is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. Listen, being
It is what it is.
relatable is fucking lame. I'll just be relatable to the guys who did get that.
Well, hold on. They could make the first 2 constellations be garbage, and they could make the last constellation be insane. Which I mean, they kind of already do, but they do that in Withering Waves as well. Like you get an insane buff from the last dupe. But what I'm saying is like the reason making the first dupe or the second dupe accessible to people who don't want to spend that much money. It's not okay. It's not that bad because if you are a free-to-play player, you can save up for a longer time and just get the. I think Ta has dupes of Ayaka, but he's gone. He left, but he has dupes of Ayaka, and or someone I forget. No, it is Raiden. It was Raiden. He has like a C3 Raiden, but he's free to play, right? So if you just like a character, you can just save up and get the early constellations. So I don't see what the issue with this is. Right? It's like, yeah, it's kind of bad because if you want to pull for new characters and stuff, but at the same time, making the early constellations kind of good is like if you like the character a lot, then just save up more of your free to play gems and then you can invest in the character at least a little bit and get some value out of it, right? So, but it's the same thing in Wuthering Waves. Just in like Verena, there's some I have to think, but there's still you invest in the first 2 dupes and they're good. Like I don't understand. Like it improves the character. It's the same thing.
And y'all save your gems, so you don't need to go somewhere else to see it. It's what it is.
however, there
That's like the Honda Civic of gacha gaming. Hell no. Okay, hell no.
Just like I said, we gotta talk about
Oh,
Genshin.
you want to know why? Because the Honda Civic of Gacha gaming is C6R5ing everything, because that's the only type of car that you can afford.
Not really.
Okay, the Bugatti.
That doesn't make any sense. See,
Not really.
Honda Civic's supposed to be cheap, so why would you? Honda Civic of Gacha gaming is buying the monthly pass and the battle pass. That's what it is. You buy the monthly pass, you buy the battle pass. I think I upset Corley too much, so they left.
Yeah, Charlie
Gacha
left.
games is one
Did they leave the
character,
Discord?
one
Did they leave the Discord?
No. Nope.
All right.
up and call today.
There are some developers in the gacha space
Damn, you guys got it.
in recent years.
You guys getting in hit.
What am I
You
supposed
guys
to do?
really.
Corley is
You
like,
you guys.
what?
You guys getting into a heat argument a lot. Holy shit! Like the whole day of you guys arguing. That's
Yeah, but-
actually crazy.
Because they just want to glaze Withering Waves nonstop. Like, it's literally nonstop. Like, that's all they've been talking about. Corley's all they've been talking about for the past half last night and this morning. Just trying to glaze Withering Waves. So it's like, I can't. If they're gonna get upset, that's not my problem. Like, I'm just gonna say what I think about how I think Withering Waves is being overglazed, right? But if they're gonna get upset, what am I supposed to do about it? I don't know. They're right.
Cook.
Giving their players a lot more
They're
incentive
cooked.
to dig into
You're
their
cooked,
wallets.
buddy. You're
Not
cooked.
by making these bonuses very attractive, but by restricting the baseline power of the character in ways that feel very bad for the player.
Wait, how many characters? There's 81 characters in Genshin now.
Hmm.
He's giving one example, right? And with
Mhm.
C0 Hu Tao, there's a different playstyle. You could play her differently. C0 Hu Tao. And actually, if you,
Actually,
if you get Shan Yun with C0 Hu Tao, it's C1 kind of becomes irrelevant because you're supposed to jump and then do a plunge with Zhan Yun on your team if you have C0 Hu Tao, right? Or if you're running her with Hu Tao plunge. So C1 kind of becomes irrelevant in certain cases with Hu Tao. So it's just, you just play her differently, right? So I don't know what, anyways, but you know about that, right? See the plunge Hu Tao?
Yeah.
Anyways, let's keep going.
Unless they decide to spend. Instead of adding new features through these dupes, they lock what should have already been in their kit. And it's very clear which company is at the root of all these consumer or unfriendly business practices.
Okay, so to this point, I absolutely believe that Kazuha's E should have always been double cast after you ult. Like,
No, why?
You know what?
He want, Kazuha E1 where you double.
Yeah.
slow.
Like you tap, you use E ultimate, then use E again. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. You just use Favonius or something. Favonius, you get.
You use sack. You use sack. Or if you want to do double tap, you do like sack sword, sacrificial sword.
Yeah, you use Sack, or if you're missing energy, you use Favonius.
It's not a big of a deal.
like these constellations should make you do more damage. They shouldn't lock behind essential features of the character behind constellations. It's so fucking lame. Same thing with Yelan, bro. Like Yelan should be able to double E.
What?
Okay, because the point of like constellation is like if the more constellation, the better the character. Like for example, the better damage for some character, right? Or the quality of life for the better of character. Like let's say Yelan for him, right? Yelan can only do one tap, but if you have like the C1, that means you can do two. So that is the benefit of having the constellation of having dupe character. So like that is an upgrade. The constellation has to be an upgrade of non-constellation. The higher the constellation, the better. So it's not a bad thing if you want your character to be better, because that's the point. You want to upgrade your character. That's my point.
Yeah, I mean, because there's also Xiao you get an extra dash, and then Shan Yun, you get an extra plunge on her skill, and Linny, you get an extra cat in the hat thing when you fire his prop arrow or whatever. So I mean, yeah, but what? I don't know. Well, what is the point he's going to try and make? He's trying to say, well, the kit changes completely. And it's only Hoyoverse that does this? I mean...
No. Literally, yeah.
Other Gacha games do this too, right? Like, or is it just
FGO, I think FGO did that too.
Well,
or Eternal Fate, Eternal City. They also have this kind of like upgrading system. It's
okay.
I don't think you know that game. I will show you like in another day. Yeah, I will show you another day. It's fucking good game.
Okay,
it's a fucking good game.
Let's keep going.
For everybody. It's so lame.
Practices. Wuthering Waves, fortunately, is not a game that falls under this category. When you pull a character in WuWa, you know that they're going to perform across their intended role.
I don't think I've ever pulled for a single dupe in Wuthering Waves a single time.
With no
okay, but what does that mean? It doesn't mean that dupes do something in Withering Waves. They give you like more damage. They give you more, and damage is pretty important in Withering Waves. You like it's still a DPS check with a timer. Like it's the same, right? It's like, but most of these things it's just mostly it correlates to more damage somehow. Even if they're upgrading the kit, like with Hu Tao C1, it's more damage because you don't have to think. You don't have to dash cancel or jump cancel. You just can do her dash and then you don't have to spend stamina, right? I mean, it honestly doesn't even correlate to more damage with Hu Tao. If you're good at jump canceling, you can bypass that, right? So, and with Yelon, we were talking about Yelon, right? Okay, she does her tap thing twice, right? It's more damage because you can do it twice, and then you get
more energy.
More energy, yeah. You get your ultimate up. But Withering Waves is okay. Sure, they don't change the kit, but they're still adding damage. They're still adding conveniences. So what's the thing? What's the point? There's like, Camellia has plus crit damage on her first ascension, first dupe. She gets crit damage bonus, like 28% crit damage. So it's like, yeah, just boosting damage, okay? And she gets immunity to interruption while casting her skill. So it's just a convenience, right?
Strings attached. While there are some characters who can expand their use cases with additional investment, the baseline characters don't feel like a part of their kit has been taken out and locked behind additional spending.
Oh, absolutely. Like, a great title and thumbnail for this video is How Hoyoverse is Stealing Money from You. But yeah,
literally every gacha game.
Your money, because that's insane.
Literally every gacha game stealing your money, dude. Not just Hoyo games. What the fuck?
I don't know, man.
Actually, what they do when they make characters like that, I think it's so fucking.
It's so weird, man. It's so weird. Like Wuthering Waves players are always like, they're trying to pretend that the game doesn't want you to spend money on it. Like, it's just weird, man. I don't get it because they want you to spend money. I don't.
All gacha game want you to spend the money. All of them. Not a single one not wanting you to spend money. Please tell me a single gacha game that doesn't want you to spend money. Please, I do not know which one.
I can't. They go end of service. The ones that don't want you to spend money go end of service. That's what it is.
True. Yep. Oh yeah, they all dead. I forgot.
Yeah. So, anyways, but of course.
Like, oh, dude, you can't have fun with the character unless you see for him. Like, I'm pretty.
Not really.
Who do you need
Not
to see
really.
for? I can't think of a character that you need their constellation for, or any constellation. Like Raiden just does less damage if you don't have her C2, right? She still acts the same. She still does the same thing. What else? It's like, I don't know, man. It's just weird. It's just weird. Like it's
the character that has their
if you don't like the character at C0, why would you pull for dupes anyway?
Right? Paywall behind a constellation. That shit is fucking psychotic.
like other gacha games in the genre. Today we'll be diving into how this is the case, exploring why the design of sequence nodes across all of WuWa's 5 stars differs so much from its competition, why other games' implementation have become so much more suffocating as time has gone on, and the many long-term benefits of Kuro's implementation that a lot of players haven't realized yet. This system can only get better with age, especially for our standard.
After casting outro skill Shadowy Raid, electro damage bonus of all team members is increased by 20% for the... Okay, is that
5 stars. As always, if you're enjoying this content, please hit that like and subscribe button. A common trend you'll find across every limited character in Wuthering Waves is that all of their characters feel complete at S0.
Absolutely.
Early sequence nodes don't add entirely.
I'm trying to think of a single.
Let me see this sequence node. I gotta zoom in here. Resident skill Law of Rains additionally launches 6 convolution matrices at enemies, each dealing resonance liberation damage equal to something of the multiplier. That's just more damage. Okay, so he's saying that they don't play differently. Yeah, but they get a lot more conveniences because there's no in Withering Waves. There's no like leveling up because 3 and 5 in Genshin are just upping the skill and burst, right? They don't have that in Withering Waves. They have 6 unique sequence nodes. So they're all 6 of them are unique, right? So that means they're more enticing to pull for, basically. So if you have like C2 Raiden, it's like, okay, well it's the C3 is like burst her elemental burst or something. So yeah, it's a damage increase. But with Withering Waves, they're adding even more to their kit the more you spend for their sequence nodes because they're all unique. So what is he talking about here? It's like
Outlier. Guys, is there any character in Wuthering Waves where you felt the need to pull them extra because they don't do something else until you get it?
No, you know why? You know why you don't want to pull extra copies of characters in Wuthering Waves? Because you want to pull their weapon. Because when they're using a 4-star weapon, they're trash. Only just recently that Camellia got the 4-star weapon from the event. But before, if you didn't pull a 5-star weapon on characters in Withering Waves, you had to pull their weapon, otherwise they felt like trash. Because 4-star weapons were trash, and they're mostly trash. And only, like I said, just recently, Camellia got her event weapon, which is okay. It's pretty good. Like it's usable, right? But that's why you don't pull dupes of characters in Withering Waves, because you have to go for their weapon. They don't give you enough wishes to pull. They don't give you enough wishes to pull for is my chat dead on my phone? I think it is. I don't know. No one's talking. Never mind.
Rip Bozo.
Fell off.
Yeah, literally.
Because I have every single character.
It's over.
Yeah, I really don't think that's ever been the case. Jinshi, what does Jinshi do different? Nopers, but there might be something. Off the top of my head, I can't think of a single one. Only 4 stars? Who cares? They're 4 stars. Yeah, who cares? 4 stars, you're meant. So 4 stars are meant to be S6 or max constellation.
Oh, wait a second. Didn't we hear bullshit about Genshin's 4 stars? We hate that they always have to be C6. Now, for some reason, it's fine because Wuthering Waves does it. If Wuthering Waves 4 stars are meant to be C6, it's fine, guys. It's fine. But remember all the crying and complaining about why Genshin's 4 stars need to be C6 for them to feel complete?
Yeah. Like Kuroshara, Mika, Faruzan, and something else, and someone else I forgot.
Shavuos.
Like those of the. No, Shavuos didn't. Shavuos is fucking good at C0.
Yeah. Shavuos is good at C0. But remember all those times? Yeah. There's all those times where it's like, oh, this 4-star in Genshin, they feel terrible if they're not C6. But Tectone literally just said now, oh, that's fine. They all need to be C6. Don't worry about it, Wuthering Waves. Don't worry. You're good. You're good, Wuthering Waves. You can have your 4 stars feel complete at C6, but when Genshin does it, it's not good, guys. It's bad. This is the kind of shit I'm talking about. And it's always happening. Always.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like even for Hoyo, like if the 4 stars need Constellation, that's fine. Right? They're 4 stars. You get tons of them. Shorekeeper R1. Well, R1's different than getting a Constellation. No, I just pull for weapons, something you mentioned. Okay, cool.
new abilities or interactions across their kit that feel necessary for them to function. You can't say the same for other games in the genre, and some of the biggest failures in this category belong to everyone's favorite example of the sunk cost fallacy, Genshin Impact. Version 4.1
Of course, sunk cost fallacy.
released 2 characters.
Oh man, I'm glad that somebody else calls it that.
Characters who, in all honesty, were not complete with just a single copy. Risley, a main DPS, had a unique mechanic built into his normal attacks that increased their damage at the cost of his health until he reached 50% or lower, where he'd lose that damage bonus and stop consuming his HP. He'd unlock a special attack at 60% health that did a massive amount of bonus damage and healed him. The only thing is, this healing ability had a cooldown longer than the rate he'd lose health, making his playstyle one of the most nonsensical in the game at C0. He'd damage himself faster than he could heal, giving him awful uptime.
You didn't roll
That's
for
why
Risley, right? What?
No, but that's why you play with him with a healer, so that it can help him suck his blood.
Yeah.
No, heal him while he's sucking him out. So it's not about the character bad at C0. You need to know how to build a team around it to overcome the difficulty. Yes, the C1 is like improved that, but just because he doesn't have C1 doesn't mean that he's fucking bad. I mean, he's still bad and worse than Ayaka, obviously. We all know that, but doesn't mean he's fucking dog. Okay, he's still good. Just not as good as Ayaka.
Yeah. Of course. So,
of course, man. Of course.
Anyways, he's a Fontaine character. He runs Marshal Hunter artifact set. Why wouldn't you run him with a healer? That doesn't make any sense. Like, it's funny because they're like they glaze Shorekeeper in Withering Waves. It's like, yeah, she's a healer, so it's like, but she gives buffs, right? But also, it's like you run him with like a healer, so he can sustain himself. But then, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. And then, do you run him? You don't really run him with Farina, right? Do you? I mean, you can.
Oh,
Risley.
Oh,
Risley.
I mean, yes, freeze.
What kind of sucks? He's better than Melt, right? He's better than Melt.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways.
On the damage bonuses and making him completely non-functional as a DPS unless he had a healer on his team. When many meta teams ran a shielder instead of a healer, this meant that your limited DPS character had half the team comps of others in a game focused around roster building. That is, unless you decided to pull for his first Constellation, which granted him a free use of this special attack every time he completed his buffed attack chain, turning him into a self-sustaining unit that no longer needed a healer to just work in.
Okay, but you usually run a healer, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he's running in Melt, don't you run him with Bennett or something?
Yeah, Bennett.
Yeah, you run him with Bennett or Bennett Jiangling or something, right? Or Melt.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's the problem? That's what I don't understand.
In the first place.
Yeah, it gives convenience if you want to run him as self-sustain. But even he's still good in Melt, even if he has a C1. He's still better in Melt. Like, Freeze is garbage nowadays. I mean, that's why Kraus sucks. That's why Kraus sucks. Except for Ayaka, right?
Yes, true.
Yeah.
Or an actual complete character.
How many people just said, just run him with a healer? It doesn't even matter.
Okay.
Just run him with a healer. It doesn't even matter.
What is he going to say?
Risley was
right. So is he going to make an argument? What's
the only character in version 4.1 that had these handicaps?
Lame? What do you mean? What do you mean lame?
What do you mean by lame? It's funny because Withering Waves characters, the Withering Waves, they always bring a healer. They always bring Shorekeeper, Verena. They're always bringing a healer. And it's only 3 people in a party, right? But for some reason, if you have to bring a healer with 4 characters in a party in Genshin, why is that an issue?
built into their kit.
Why is it
Neuvillette, also released in 4.1,
I just don't get why is it
to reach
lame.
his full potential with his best teammate, Farina,
making
as a
sense, bro.
major source of his damage buffs in his kit didn't work if he had another Hydro character on his team. That restriction removed with his first dupe. Who cares that Neuvillette and Farina are a prominent duo featured across the entirety of Fontaine's story arc? You can't use them at their full potential unless you pull a second copy of Neuvillette. It's one thing to use the story to promote your on-banner character.
Can we talk about how Neuvillette is just really fucking busted though? Like, he's he's literally the strongest character in Genshin Impact. So why? I mean, him and Farina are probably him and Farina are the strongest characters in Genshin Impact. So even if you have him at C0, he's just busted. I don't know what.
He's just too good at C0 already. Like, you literally don't need any more constellation on him. Literally, you don't need. You could, but you don't need.
That's why I don't understand why it's like we never talk about these. We always nitpick and talk about certain things. But we don't talk about the overall scope of it. And the overall scope is that Neuvillette is busted. And in my opinion, he's kind of bad for Genshin because you're always going to have content in Genshin that can Neuvillette clear it, right? And Neuvillette's going to probably easily clear it because they have to make the content for other, what's it called? They have to balance the content around every single character. And because Neuvillette is way too strong, it's always going to be trivial to some extent. So I think he's way too power crept, especially on PC when you have the spin to win crap where you can just not think, just roll your mouse around and stuff. I don't like Neuvillette's power level, but we're missing the point here where, his first constellation's good. You can run him at C0 with a prototype Amber, literally a crafted weapon. That's garbage for most characters, but it's insane for Neuvillette. Prototype Amber. And all of a sudden he becomes this insane godlike character in Genshin. So I don't understand. Yeah, sure, his Constellation 1 is good, but it's not needed for him to do insane damage.
That's another thing to completely nerf the performance of two characters who are meant to be together unless you pull dupes. The Genshin devs essentially locked the full functionality of these characters.
Hey, honestly, and I will say, that sucks, but that is such good corpa. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is good business.
I mean, every Gacha game.
You want these two characters to be together.
I mean, most Gacha games want you to pull. The thing with Withering Waves, like I said, it's mostly about getting the weapon instead of their dupe. So you're enticed to pull for the character. Like I said, Camellia is the only one recently, but you have to. Yeah, I mean, that's what it was in the past, is pull one copy of the character, and what are you going to use, a 4-star weapon? Like the 4-star weapons, especially if you're free to play. Like if we're arguing about free to play here, free to play in Wuthering Waves, you don't have access to the battle pass weapons. Okay, you can get the 5-star one of the sword, but it's like you're just getting a sword or a gun that has crit rate. There's no 5-star gun characters, so you usually use that gun on Mortefi. He's a 4-star, so you use that 5-star gun on Mortefi because it gives him like energy regen or something. Plus, it also buffs his like attack for, I forget what it does, but it helps Mortefi, right? So you have the 5-star sword with crit, right? And so, but you could just argue the same thing, like Skyward weapons in Genshin have. Okay, but at the beginning of Genshin, it was hard to get a standard weapon, right? Within Withering Waves, there's you could get, but you're pulling more characters. You're pulling as the game goes on. You're pulling more characters. So Jinshi wanted a weapon. Jian wanted a weapon, and it was more of a power boost in Withering Waves to get their weapon. So you're still spending the asteroid, right? So I don't know. It's like it's just a tactic. Yeah, you're not pulling. It's a gacha tactic. They want your money. They want you to spend. And you can't get every character in Withering Waves as free to play unless you get super lucky. So, yeah.
Okay, pay up, buddy. Pay up. one Nouvelette ain't enough. You gonna need another one, buddy boy.
Behind the gacha. Pulling the character wasn't enough. They
One
needed
is more
you
than
to
enough.
pull for their first
Create a problem for $400 and the solution for another $400. Absolutely, man.
copy to make them feel complete.
How is that different from any other gacha game?
Literally.
How's
As literally as a fragrant order. Literally.
well? The argument is, I know a lot of people are going to say about Withering Waves. It's like, yeah, but you can beat Tower and all these challenges with C0 characters, and you don't need their dupes. You don't need their dupes. Yeah, but you can do that in Genshin too. You don't need dupes to clear the content. You just invest in the character and you play properly. You build the proper team. That's it. It's the same thing. Like where in Genshin can you show me content that can't be done with C0 characters? So if they're enticing you to pull for more money, like spend your money on gacha games, that's literally the tactic of every single gacha game. They want you to spend money.
And usable across their best teams. It's consumer unfriendly, greedy, and a horrible experience for the players. And it's a business practice they carried forward into another game, Honkai Star Rail. Acheron is easily the biggest offender here when it comes to corporate greed.
I actually have no idea in what he's referring to here.
Let's talk about the Nihility, her E2. Talking about Acheron's E2, where you don't have to use a Nihility character, right?
Less one character.
Her E1 gives her crit rate.
Crit.
Yeah. Gives her crit rate.
I mean, basically like E1 of Silly. Silly E1 is basically like dealing more crit damage, on a crit rate, dealing more crit rate on enemy with lower health. Basically the same. But we see that Silly is not even meta anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Wuthering Waves. Wait. Wuthering Waves wiki.
Oh, by the way, I'm playing Wuthering Wave right now.
Hold on.
I mean Wuthering Wave. I am watering the wave.
WuWa.wiki. I forget. What was that fucking website? But there was her C1, her E1 gives crit rate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Camellia's E1, her sequence node gives crit damage. So how's that any different, right? So you play her E2. We talk about Acheron's E2. You play her with well, you don't have to play her with all nihilities. You just need one. You need one other nihility instead of two other nihilities.
And I didn't go with a harmony for the buff.
Yeah. Okay.
So like more like a QoA, like quality of life, like better strategy. Like you don't have to like two mandatory nihility, only one, and the other one you can run whatever you want.
Let's see what he says. But the thing is, you still want to run her with nihilities usually. Am I like?
Yeah, but only one. But you only need one.
So it's a whale thing anyway. But you're gonna need a good support. If you get her E2 and you want it, you're gonna need to like get Robin or Sparkle or something, right? So you're gonna have to spend even more. So I don't know why. It's like you need a different character now to support her E2 if you want that extra buff or a better support. So anyways,
I'm only using my Acheron at E0. I think she's fine.
Man, Wuthering Wave is fucking loud.
I think the biggest offenders are once again Kazuha locking behind his second E behind his ult, and then Yelan locking her second E behind a Constellation, which is ridiculous.
The character comes with arbitrary restrictions.
Oh, E2 Acheron. Oh, E2 Acheron, and then E2 Imbibitor Lune. Oh, interesting.
Across her teams that requires two characters of a specific class to reach her full damage potential. Without these two additional nihility characters, her output drops off a cliff.
How does it change?
This meant her teammates were extremely limited compared to other main DPSs.
Sure, how does it change?
But you could simply
okay, but that's a part of her thing, though. That's just a part of her playstyle.
What was the point he was making?
You can't run her without nihilities, but
that's the kid. That's her thing.
That's her thing. So why? What is?
simply pull 2 more copies to remove this restriction completely. This is just another
Awesome.
game by the same.
So even I had E2 Acheron. I had E2 Acheron and her Light Cone. I would still mostly use Nihilities. Like I would run a sustain, and I would, because you just buffs her. It gives her more ultimate charges, right? So yeah, I didn't have Robin though. That's the thing. I didn't have Robin. I didn't have Sparkle. Okay, I know Sparkle's good. Yeah. So, but the thing is, even though I had her E2, I still used Nihilities most of the time because it just gave her more charges, so her ultimate could go faster, right? And doesn't her E2 do something else? It doesn't just remove that; it does something else too, right?
Fuck, I forgot. Oh fuck, I forgot. I literally forgot.
E2. Let's put it there. Acheron E2. Just so I'll get it. It'll just show up in. I'm blind. I can't see.
Wait. Is there in?
Oh, come on. It's showing me E3. What the fuck? Show me E2. It doesn't actually show me what it does in this picture. This
fucking game.
Oh, what is it? Acheron, Honey Hunter.
This game actually sucks. It doesn't have translation by country.
No, I just go to Honey. I just go to Honey Hunter. Okay, scroll down to her Eidolons. Where's her Eidolons? The fuck? Yeah. Okay, so the number of Nihilities is reduced to the highest possible. When this unit's turn starts, she gets an extra point.
Oh, so like better like gaining stack.
And she
to get the ultimate.
And inflicts 1 stack of Crimson Knot on the enemy with the most Crimson Knot stacks. So she gets. It's not just the removal of the Nihility. So she just gets way more stacks on her charge for her ultimate. So you can ultimate way more with her. Even even if you decide to run her with more Nihilities, it's still fine. You don't. Yeah, okay, it removes it, but you don't have to. But she just gets way more charge stacks in general. So it does something else, right? It's not just the removal of the Nihility thing.
Parent company focused on teams and roster building to clear content that released more characters with team comps paywalled behind dupes.
I think that's really fucking lame. I do. I do think that's really fucking lame. However, I also do take joy in the fact that lets Acheron be used in more DOT teams. As a DOT player myself. So this one I personally don't mind. I am curious. I do.
She's just saying that you can run her with dot
DOT
characters.
Dot
characters.
I don't mind the E2 and Lune though. The Lune one is really fucking lame.
Wuthering Waves and Kuro games don't have the same design philosophy as Hoyoverse. Experimenting with teams.
Right, but this is See, Wuthering Waves players like to go back to this argument. It's only patch 1.4, right? So yeah, Honkai Star Rail did it early when they're making those kind of design choices with Acheron. We get E2, that kind of thing, right? But he's talking about Risley, a character that released 3.5 years? No, 3 years and a bit after Genshin's launch. So, and then we talk about C1 Hu Tao, but like I was saying, it's just you don't have to do the jump cancel if you get C1. But there is a way to play Hu Tao without her C1. So, but Wuthering Waves players like to talk about this. It's 1.4. It's patch 1.4. They could still do it. I don't know.
And kits to spice up gameplay and try new combos is one of the greatest parts of a party-based game. Paywalling a character's potential to simply
the character combinations in Wuthering Waves that are not that variety. Like again, it's this early in the game. There's not that many characters, but there's not that many team comps because there's not that many characters. A lot of the characters are just straight up shit, like Yuanwu and Alto and Tao Chi. Like, these characters are so bad, there's no point even considering them for a team. There's no point.
be used with other characters is one of the most consumer unfriendly practices you can have. The closest example of this you can find across WuWa's limited characters is Shorekeeper's S1, which increases the length and range of her liberation while giving her more freedom with her intro skill. But this upgrade mostly makes her easier to play. She already feels like a complete character at
So what?
So like basically like C1 Hutao basically make her easier to play, or C1 Grizzly make him easier to play. Basically the same.
Right. Right. But you forgot one key point.
What?
When Withering Waves does it, it's fine.
Oh shit.
Yeah. You forgot that point already?
Sorry, man.
S0
I forgot.
across all of her
You need to
teams.
learn,
She
you need
didn't
to
have
learn.
components of her kit and viability locked behind a paywall. It's night
forgot.
and day compared to Hoyoverse. However, WuWa standard characters are a different story. Kuro did in fact lock features behind dupes, giving every standard DPS an
Oh, so they actually did it. But it doesn't matter because it's standard characters, right?
So
The standard characters that are harder to get dupes for. Because you can't you don't know what standard character you're gonna lose to if you lose 50-50, right?
attribute damage bonus to the entire
Fine,
team
Withering Waves
after
does it.
going through their entire rotation, turning them from a traditional hyper carry into a potential sub DPS with enough dupes. While you could draw similarities between these upgrades and those in Hoyo games, the fact of the matter is that this is a
I like how Tectone's not saying anything here because he's trying not to be logical. He's trying not to be logical and say, "Oh, well, this doesn't make any sense," but because he's just trying to push Withering Waves here. That's all.
far more consumer-friendly implementation.
Or no, he doesn't try to push Withering Waves. He just tries to shit on Genshin. Sorry.
Limited characters are meant to be stronger or feel better to play than standard ones. You need incentives for players to pull on banners, and standard character
And I said the incentive they gave you Zhang Li out for free. Guess what his biggest upgrade was? His biggest upgrade was his weapon. His weapon was cracked, so you were enticed to roll on his weapon and spend your asteroids and your gems on his weapon because it gave him the most damage buff out of anything, right? So
dupes are inevitable as that player pulls because of lost 50-50s.
I understand.
So all these dupes do is add
I don't know who the fuck's playing support Calcharo though, bro. That's weird as fuck.
more meta viability
Ain't nobody
to
doing
older
that.
characters every single player
That's
will
true.
eventually have
Yeah.
access to. This also makes losing 50-50 sting a bit less, as they're actually building towards something useful. Instead of upgrading a character like Diluc or Chi-Chi,
okay, so but there's constellations. Isn't Gene 2 really good? Gene C2 really good?
what? Who?
Where's Gene? Gene C2.
Gene.
Gene
I don't know, but Gene C4 is good.
C4? I thought C2
Yeah,
was good. Or whatever. I mean, Kachin constellations kind of give her a lot of damage as it goes on, right? Doesn't it?
I think so. I don't know.
I mean, okay, but what? I don't get it. Chi-Chi's a bad character, so who cares? Like, so is
who will
Calcharo.
never see actual use on your account. That's a
Calcharo's
lot
back here.
different from locking default capabilities of limited characters behind dupes, especially when some characters, like Risley, have gone more than a year
It's fucking Ryothsley. Come on.
without a rerun banner.
not.
That's over a year of someone potentially having an incomplete character on their account with
Bro, where is the Senha rerun banner?
no opportunity to pull and fix them.
Okay, he's right about that. I mean, the reruns is a problem. Yeah, reruns. I'm not going to defend reruns.
I mean, rerun is only for the popular character. If the character is not popular or sell well, they don't gonna make a rerun often.
Yep.
I mean, like Eula, Eula didn't rerun for a while because she didn't get a lot of sale. And when she got the rerun, no one really cared to pull for her, so it doesn't matter. For most of the time, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. That's how it goes, right? That's why.
Yeah.
Chaska, I'm pretty sure we won't see a rerun of Chaska for a long time.
Mhm.
So, anyways.
That is a horrifying player experience.
Oh, yeah.
With that said, Wuthering Waves is still in its early stages. We're not even at the half anniversary yet, and there are still many more limited characters to come.
Holy side tit. Also, I will say, I think 2.0 is coming out very soon. And that's when I think the game is going to be able to determine to players whether it's staying around long term or whether it's end of servicing next week.
But from what we've seen across Kuro's existing character design and clear dedication towards its players' enjoyment of the game, we likely won't be seeing cursed business practices like this in Wuthering Waves. As always, if you enjoy...
How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? What?
What did he say?
Dea and Tanari have good constellations. Yeah, they do. Dea and Tanari. I'm saying St. Tomtis said that we're not going to see this kind of thing in Withering Waves ever, even though it's patch 4.4. It's
How you know? Yeah. How you know?
But
he could do that. They could do that in the future. Who the fuck know?
He literally just talked about Shorekeeper being more convenient to play with their first sequence node. So he literally just talked about it, but it doesn't matter because it's Withering Waves. You forgot about that, right?
Yep.
So it's like,
yo,
what?
Can I say something? Holy shit! The camera on the game in Withering Wave is fucking weird. I don't know. It's fucking weird for some reason.
Are you playing it now?
Yeah, I'm playing it right now, and because of the camera being weird, the combat is also feel a little bit weird. I'm not gonna lie, dude. This is my first impression, by the way.
Well,
I kind of don't like the what the camera is right now. I really don't like it.
Well, they still have the camera bug in the game too. Sometimes it'll force you to look at something in the distance, even though you're not. It's nowhere. It has nothing to do with the enemies around you. It'll just force you to look in the distance for some reason. I don't know if they fixed the. I'm pretty sure I still experience it sometimes in Withering Waves. But yeah, look. We've been streaming for a while, man. It's like 3 a.m. for you. You want to play Withering Waves. You want to play the best gacha game ever created. I wasn't intending to stream this long. But yeah. So, man, I don't know. You like this kind of content? You like this talking about?
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Sometime.
I don't want to talk about this all the time. Because it's just gonna. How many times can we? We know they're just going to make up stuff and glaze Withering Waves, so why bother, right? So anyways.
Oh, holy shit, this game. Okay, so there are times they let you skip, but there are times they don't let you skip. So what's the point of let me skip if I cannot skip for some time? Like right now, I cannot skip the cutscene, but there are times they let me skip.
Yeah, there's only some cutscenes you can skip. I don't. They said they went back and changed it though. They said you can skip everything now. No.
Nope. Right now I have to click everything. I cannot skip.
Yeah.
Man, I really hate the fucking camera, dude. Fuck, this camera suck massive cock. Why can I not move the mouse now? Game, what the fuck? Oh.
You like cock, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
man, I hate.
Look. So the point, the reason why I don't really want to do this content because. It gets kind of like toxic and
repetitive.
I want to have fun. You know what I mean? Like fucking mess around.
I think okay. So next time we're gonna react something new. Okay, it's not about drama anymore, but something new.
What? Do you have a video?
Of course I do a lot.
Okay, and I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm gonna stream. I got to do Imaginarium Theater. I'll do Imaginarium Theater on stream.
Oh, bro,
and there's Abyss. So we can do
Abyss. It's literally lazing on everything. Holy shit. Yeah. Bro, it's not playing the game.
Well, I got to work on the Neverness to Everness video. Look, guys, I don't know. There's only 7 people watching us. But look, I'll say it in this. I am pivoting my content towards like Neverness to Everness. I kind of want to talk about more fun shit and just have fun with games. Like, I'm not always going to talk about drama because it's like, it gives me a headache sometimes. Especially because how many times can I listen to WuWa glazing? Like, Do you just want to hear about Wuthering Waves glazing? It's not even that interesting. It's
just the same thing repeat over and over.
Pretty much. Like it's just or over exaggerating stuff like the dupes and shit, the dupes, which is a thing that most gacha games do. And if you want to pull for the weapon in Wuthering Waves, so they still want to drain you of your free to play gems, or saying that Wuthering Waves is like the gacha game that's the most generous. They love you, and it's like you have like a weird parasocial relationship with the devs. It's kind of weird, man. I don't know. It's just, and it's honestly, the more I watch of it, the less and less I want to play Wuthering Waves. So it's like I don't want to quit. I don't want to have this happen again, where I'm quitting a game because of this nonsense content that I'm watching. So, I mean, the game's fine, but it's like whatever. But yeah, see you, Cookie. And yeah, that's it for the stream. I'm gonna stream tomorrow. We're gonna do Abyss and Imaginarium Theater and watch some meme videos or something. All right.
I have a lot of video. Don't worry.
All right. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. This is Lil D. Lil D, say goodbye.
Lil D is going off now. Goodbye, guys.
All right. And Lil D signing off.
Signing off. Yeah.
Take it easy, guys. Peace out.